Hola chicos, en este video quiero explicar un poco Edmodo y las tareas que hacemos en Edmodo. So if you could follow that, what I was saying was I want to explain some of the Edmodo based assignments that we're going to do. I'm going to do the rest of the screencast in English so that you can all understand completely what I'm saying. So we had our first Edmodo assignment that's due on Friday. And a few people have done it, and I've looked at them, and there's a few things that I've noticed, so I just wanted to clarify a couple things. So on the homework that you guys did, it was the Esta Soy Yo video, and if you haven't done it yet, this screencast will help you get it done, or if you had problems with it, you can do it again. So your job is to go to this YouTube page, listen to this video, which is all in Spanish. The lyrics are given to you in English. The song is called Esta Soy Yo, which means this is me, and it's a song that's about identity, the identity of the singer. And then you need to answer these questions here. So here's the instructions. Mira el video de la canción Esta Soy Yo, this is me, del grupo El Sueño de Morfeo. La canción es sobre la identidad de la cantante. Describe tu identidad, eres similar a la cantante, porque sí o no. Now I recognize that looking at this, there's going to be some words that maybe you don't know. Maybe this word, quickly doesn't jump out at you as a cognate. It looks like English. Or perhaps you don't know this word, you don't know the infinitive cantar, which means to sing. You need to look these words up. You need to go to Spanish GICT, and I've posted on some of your comments, I've posted that website, Spanish GICT, and look the words up so that you understand this. So, you telling me that, that you didn't understand it, is not going to work. We need to go through this. We need to understand this. We need to figure it out. If you're still having problems, you can certainly come and see me. So you've watched this video. Now you need to turn in your assignment. You're answering these three questions. Describe tu identidad. Eres similar a la cantante. Porque sí o no. Now how much you write is up to you. You need to answer the questions. Okay? Now let me show you how your questions are going to be graded. And this is new. This is information that I didn't give you guys the other day. This is the Edmodo-based assignment policy, which is now on Edmodo for you guys all to access. So when you turn in your assignment, when I explain this, this is what you're looking to do. And by the way, to turn it in, it'll say turn in for you, not turned in. That's what it says for me. And you'll click the turn in button, and then you can answer the question there. So the Edmodo-based homework policy, let's take a look at it and just sort of explain what you need to do as well as you can on these particular assignments. So when we look at the Edmodo-based assignment policy, we're seeing this description here. You're always going to be watching a lot of screencasts. You're going to be looking at other online resources. This is an online resource. This is a song that we're using. It's not a screencast from me. It's extremely important that you view the material, take notes, and comment via the Turn In button. You have to press that button or else it won't be turned in. Your comments should address the questions or questions asked about the resource. Below is a rubric that will describe how your Edmodo-based assignments will be graded. So here's how the grading is going to work. When you answer the questions, you really have some choices. To get a 5, which is the grade that everybody wants, it's a 5 out of 5. These are not a whole lot of points, but there's a bunch of them, so they add up toward the end of the quarter. So if you want a 5, this is what you need to do. Comments and or questions, because you may be asking questions in some of these, are thorough and written entirely in Spanish with specific references made to the material in the screencast and or resource. Question or questions are answered thoroughly. Key words are written entirely in Spanish. Notice that I'm not saying written entirely in perfect Spanish. There will most likely be errors here. But as long as it's not taken from an online translator, which I'll see immediately and I'll ask you to send it back, as long as it's your own language, your own words, I'm okay with it. Okay, if there's mistakes, if I can understand it, it's fine. So that's how you get a 5. Everything is answered, it's entirely in Spanish. You will probably have some grammatical mistakes, and that's okay because it's beginning Spanish. A 4. Comments, questions are adequate as opposed to thorough. They're adequate, they don't go above and beyond, and they're written mostly in Spanish with specific references to the material in the screencast and or resource. So if you want a 4, if you want an 80, if you're content with that 80% B- range, and you want to throw an English word in here because you don't want to look it up, you're feeling lazy, then that's a possibility for you. I mean, I personally think that a 5 is a better grade. Looking up a couple words or going the extra mile and learning a little bit more language might help you get that 5. A 3, you see comments and questions are written mostly in English and may not include specific references to the material in the screencast and or resource. You write mostly in English, more than 50% in English, I can guarantee you that you're going to get a 3. So anything greater than 50% English is going to get you this 3. Now what's a 3? A 3 is a D. 3 out of 5 is 66.6 with a bar over it percent. So you don't want that. Going down to the 2 and the 1, I'm not going to bore you, in the 0, you guys can read that information. Feel free to print this thing out and put it in your notebooks. I just thought it was a good time to sort of clarify a couple things and make sure that everybody's on the same page. I'm going to stop this because I don't want it to go over 6 minutes. Muchas gracias por su atención. Any questions that you guys have, please write them down in the comments below where this screencast is on Edmodo, and we can address them as a class. Muchas gracias. Ciao.